Hello everyone and welcome back to the course. Now in this particular module we will be understanding why have we preferred using Python for data science and what are the advantages of Python and why Python is the most preferred language for data science applications. Now as we know that Python is very easy to learn, this means that it is as equivalent to writing a code in English. So this makes Python very highly interpreted language. This means that you can sit with the compiler, sit on the IDE, and with the help or with the suggestion you can go on by writing your code with yourself even if you don't have much knowledge about the Python. Secondly, the Python is object oriented language. This means all the concepts which are there in OOP, all of those can be easily utilized in Python. So with OOP comes all of the terms or keywords such as hierarchy, classes, polymorphism, everything can be used and leveraged off. Now other than that, this is the interpreted language. What do we mean by interpreted? Interpreted means that you don't need to build or compile your code after writing the whole thing. You can write a single line and then just run it. So by running, you will get your output. This means that you can do runtime compilation. Means you don't need to build it or wait for the code to convert it into an assembly language and then go on converting it. Again, Python is a high level language. What do we mean by high level now? High level means that the code which you write, it is so easy to write, so easy to understand that it is nearly in the language, it has used many keywords from English language. You don't need to code in ones or zeros or in a binary or assembly language. High level language converts the code into low level language which is understood by the computer. Now this is why it makes us a very perfect programming language for coding. Now Python had its first version come into existence in 1994 and it was developed by Guido Ron Rusum. Now he was a scientist who was a very big fan of a circus which is called as a Monte Carlo's Python circus. So from there he got his name for this programming language called as Python. So that is why it has nothing to do with the snake or a reptile Python, but yeah, it has everything to do with the series of circus which was called as Monte Carlo's Python circus. Now first version was not that famous for development because it was not that much mature or it was not having that many capabilities, but in 2000 it launched its next version of Python 2 which was having all of these set of features, and then simultaneously in 2008 it launched its next version of Python which was called as Python 3. Now we have currently both of these versions running, Python 2 and Python 3. Python 1 is deprecated, we don't use it anymore. So we have option to write our code in Python 2 and Python 3. Now why are we using Python 3 and not Python 2 in this curriculum or in this course? This is because Python 2 is not going to be supported or is not going to be enhanced or developed further after 2020. This means that there won't be an upgrade coming within the language after 2020. Therefore, there would be only Python 3. So all of the codes which we have written in Python 2 will have to be migrated in Python 3 code. So it is better for us to adapt Python 3 instead of Python 2. Now one more advantage of using Python 3 is that it is highly compatible with all of the other languages. On top of it, the computational speed or the mathematical processing speed is fast in Python 3. Why is it so? What do you think? Take a pause for 2 minutes and think what could be the answer for this. Now the main reason why we prefer Python 3 over Python 2 is that the strings or the numbers which are stored in the backend in Python 2 we used to use ASCII code, whereas in Python 3 we use Unicode nomenclature to store or for memory allocations. Now, this makes all the difference. The type of memory allocations, the type of accessing the memories using this is highly relatable to the computational speed. Therefore, it is much more faster for Unicode driven mechanism in Python 3 rather than using the ASCII code format. So this is the major difference. Apart from this, we have other differences, other syntextual differences as well. Error handling is much more easier in Python 3 than in Python 2. Other than that, simple example for difference between 2 and 3 could be, that is, when we perform a integer by integer operation in Python 2, we used to get an integer. For example, if you are doing 10 divided by 3, we will be getting output as 3.33333. But if you are doing this in Python 2, you will get output as 3. It won't take the decimal point because integer number by integer number in Python 2 would return you an integer. It won't give you decimal values or float values. Now, if you do the same thing in Python 3, you will get output as 3.33. That is, for 10 by 3, it will give you output as 3.33. So this means that even if you perform integer by integer in Python 3, if the output is an integer, it will give you integer. If the output is in float or any other data type, it will give you that particular data type. So these are certain small differences between Python 2, Python 3, and that is the reason we use Python 3. Now, one more reason why we use Python 3 instead of R programming language, why is it more preferred, is because it is a one-stop solution for all type of needs. This means you can do all the server-side scripting as well as you can create your dashboards using different frameworks such as Django or Flask. So whatever the analysis you perform, you can create a dashboard related to that in Python, which obviously you cannot do in any other programming language, that is such as R. So this makes Python the most preferred language for data science. Thank you.